Is it warming up?
It's all ready. Finally, we're going to start again. Why don't you tell grandmother and grandfather what you're going to have for breakfast today? A recipe from your friend. This is Andrew. Do you know what today is? Today's Wednesday, the 17th. That's what today it is. April.
And I'm having fried matzo with 2 eggs and 2 matzos. That's what my friend David Arcoci told me.
It was just after Easter when he told it. He's a Jewish boy, and that's what they were having for Passover, he said. Do you believe him?
Oh boy, I just love his recipes. Of course, I'll tell you something. If you have a grape juice and the orange juice and mix them together, and then you put ginger ale and root beer into them, and then you have a great drink.
How about your recipe for pancakes with banana?
Oh, banana pancakes. See, you put the the bananas
in a masher.
Yeah, and then you mash them into the mix up, and then you stir it up, and then you put it in the pancake maker, and then after when it's finished, you have banana pancakes.
That was Andrew's own recipe.
Yep.
A while ago, we were getting a lot of bananas that were overripe, at a real good price. But lately, you can't find those bananas. You have to get there early in the morning, or somebody else buys them. Mrs. Cooper says she buys them. She's the one.
Yeah. She has a son or a girl and eats bananas just like me and lots of fruit. That's
Last night I went to a home dem meeting. The home demonstration, it's a ladies' club, like grown-up 4-H, of the people just who live in the neighborhood. And one lady, Mrs. Procopio, brought some dessert, and it was pumpkin bread. Did you ever hear of that?
No.
I have a recipe for it. It tastes like banana bread, you know? Not so unusual. If you've got a lot of pumpkins. I have some pumpkin in the freezer from last Halloween. Well, we enjoyed your tape a lot, didn't we? Enjoyed hearing Grandfather and Puff the Magic Dragon. What was the other one on the other side? The Loch Ness?
The Monster Show.
Loch Ness Monster.
I'll tell you, I have a coloring book and I'm coloring it right now. And it's named Captain Cat. And the Captain Cat is a pirate. And he has lots of crews. And they have an enemy, and that's the good enemy, not that little mouse.
You'd be surprised at how neatly Andrew does his coloring. I was surprised that I didn't know that he was a neat person. It tells you a lot about a person's personality. He's a lot neater than Beth was at this age. And he thinks about it a lot too, don't you? Make sure everything comes out just right. Tell them where you got whose party you went to that you got that.
I went to David Tomzak's and Andy Tomzak's. Or you could call him Andrew Tomzak.
Yes. There's been a big dispute about what that boy's name is lately.
Yeah.
Since they both have the same name.
Because I changed my name and he changes his name too. Oh, but he's a kid.
He likes to copy you all the time, doesn't he?
He's a copycat.
He goes to school. He used to go to school with you. Now only his twin brother goes. He goes now.
David, Andy goes in the afternoon at nursery school, and David Tomczak goes in the morning with me.
And where are your sisters today?
Yeah, they're not here. I know where they are. Amy's at her grandma's, but not you, at Grandma Hudson's. And Beth is at Susan's.
Did we make them go?
No, they different.
And Amy insisted on going for a visitation.
Yeah, but I'm missing Amy all the time.
Amy was crying. She's afraid Grandmother would go without her. She likes to go live in the big rock house up the road far away. And she gets to be a very special girl up there, doesn't she?
Yeah, she likes to be a guest.
Well,
I'm gonna call her a blue cat now.
why don't you tell them what you've been doing now that the snow's all gone?
Oh, swinging, playing in the sand piles, digging with dirt, digging lots of piles, running around on the block. Oh,
Bike riding?
yeah, bike riding with my two-wheeler. Beeping the horn on it. Bye, beep, 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 beep.
Andrew's hardly ever home anymore. You have to go find him to feed him.
Do you have any orange juice?
There. You say good morning.
Good morning.
That's apple juice. Chuck has gotten me convinced to try jogging. I don't hear any noise. There we go. I was saying that Chuck has gotten me convinced to try jogging. You know what jogging means? Dave?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of running that slowly.
That's right. That's the best I can do.
Yeah, but I can run speedy.
Yeah. Well, I have to race you around the circle sometime. I call it the Manor by accident because it is round, but it isn't as big as the Manor.
So, but I'll tell you something. I got a friend that's name is Robbie. Robbie Jarvis. And that's my friend. He always plays with me. So is
He's a big
Tommy.
boy.
Yeah. And another big boy, and that's named Dennis. That's one of my friends. Well, these days are going up sometime. Wow, they're all gonna be gone.
There we go.
Man, I just gotta get my...
Well, yesterday morning at 7:15, I went for a run around the block. It's beautiful now in the morning.
Yeah.
And everybody mentioned it at the meeting last night that they'd seen me running, and I thought they were all sleeping in their beds. They weren't. They were all awake looking at me. Daddy runs a couple times a week, but he runs every day over at the track at the university.
But how come all the people were looking at you?
I guess they looked up from their breakfast and saw us running. But I think some more of them are jealous of the running than think it's strange, because I think that a lot of women my age realize they could use a good run. How about you, Mother? You're pretty fit. Could you run around the Manor?
Yeah, but I can reel around speedy like a rocket running around the race.
Program that I just got on the CBC, talking about Inuvik in Canada.
In the sun, it reached 91. This was the later part of July.
You know, Inuvik is very much like Canada itself.
How so?
Because a good deal of Inuvik's wealth is based on the fur trade, like Canada's. We have the beaver on our nickels because our country was built on the fur trade. Those incredibly strong, tough men, the voyageurs, didn't open up the country back in Champlain's time for the sake of the tourist trade. They were looking for furs. Canada was worth fighting for at the Plains of Abraham, not because of her wheat or oil or gold or nickel. All of these vast riches came later. What the British wanted and got was furs. Furs for the fashionable ladies of Europe, furs for the beaver hats of London gentlemen. This was Canada's wealth, her furs, and she demanded incredible toughness of the men who came to get them. The fur trade has had its ups and downs ever since, but it's still important, according to a fur man I talked to in Edmonton.
There are still hundreds of trappers between here and the Arctic Islands, including the Arctic Islands.
Mr. Levine, to people down in the Effete East, a man like a fur trapper seems a pretty romantic character. Is he, in fact?
That was so possibly up to about 15 or 20 years ago. Years ago, he used to live off the country. He used to hunt for his own food and fish. Nowadays, largely all canned food. And where formerly, years ago, he used to be out in the bush for 4 or 5 months without seeing a soul. Now he's in contact with the outside world by radio. He has airplanes drop in on him once in a while. He's not quite so isolated now.
He must still be a pretty strong and rugged character, though, is he?
Well, you have to be. They run very long trap lines. The trap lines may extend from 100 to 150 miles.
How would they cover that much distance?
Dog teams. They still have to depend on the dog team to cover the trap line. They have camps all along the trap line. They have the main cabin, and then they have caches of food spread along the entire trap line.
You know, I think one of the most romantic names in English history is this: the Governor and Company of Adventurers of England trading into Hudson's Bay. Imagine those Londoners laying plans to send men across the seas in small sailboats to bring home the riches of the new colony. And they had no notion of what these riches would turn out to be. They didn't know, for example, that the West would produce over $1 billion a year worth of oil. The first major oil well was discovered in 1914 in southern Alberta, but petroleum became big business when oil was struck at Leduc, just south of Edmonton, in 1947. Remember the excitement in Edmonton in those days? Everybody knew at least one near-destitute farmer who hit it rich.
And now, 20 years later, they're still finding more oil fields in Alberta. And in a lot of other places in the West, too. And one of the ways they're doing it is by